Hey guys, Brady here, and I'm gonna talk about some spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm not gonna really do a review because I already did a review. I'm just gonna do spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this video. Now I just got done reading this article um, that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has a potential plot hole in the entire MCU universe. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 takes place roughly 3 months after the first movie, and the uh, attack in Missouri. There's a scene where Missouri is just under attack, because in the opening scene of Volume 2, Kurt Russell, who plays Ego the Living Planet, plants his seeds on every planet he visits, and he visits Earth in the very beginning of the movie. The movie opens up in 1980, and it shows him and Meredith Quill, who is Peter's mom, and yeah, so he plants the seed on the earth, and then towards the end of the movie we see that the seed that he plants gets bigger and bigger and pretty much wipes out Missouri with some casualties. And see, now this takes place 3 months after the first movie, which probably means that this takes place before the events of Age of Ultron and um, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Ant-Man, and all those other big movies. How did that Missouri attack not go quietly? How did that Missouri attack go quietly? Like, no one mentions it. Now, in the article, they said that they could say it in like one line of dialogue in like Agents of Shield or the next Marvel movies. I doubt they're gonna say anything in Thor or Spider-Man: Homecoming, but in Infinity War, they might have to say something about it because that is kind of big plot hole. Come to think of it, but anyway, so Stanley's cameo was great in this movie. He pretty much plays a Watcher. So I guarantee. So people are speculating that Stanley is pretty much. Well, it's pretty much official now that Stanley is the Watcher in all of Marvel's movies, including the ones that are not in the MCU, like Hulk from 2003, Fantastic Four 1 and 2, X-Men, X-Men 3, and X-Men Apocalypse, and Daredevil, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. So yeah, he's a Watcher. And what's it called? We found out that Ego, Peter's dad, is the one that planted a tumor inside Peter's mom's head, and pretty much Ego is the reason why his mother's dead or died, and so Peter Quill's response to that is, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." Well, it doesn't say that in the movie because it's a Disney movie, but that's pretty much what he does. He pretty much just whips out his like two guns, just goes bang, 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 bang to his face, his arms. He pretty much just RoboCop his father, the original RoboCop, not the new one. Um, but yeah, Baby Groot was awesome. Like I said, the soundtrack was pretty terrible. I didn't really think Gamora did anything useful in the movie. She just pretty much bitched. Uh, she was just pretty much bitching about everything in the movie. Nebula was terrible. Mantis was terrible. Drax and Rocket and Yondu were probably the best parts of the movie, along with Peter Quill and what's his face? Oh, I forgot. I feel it's good. I like Kurt Russell's character. Well, I liked him for most of the movie. Um, what was I gonna say? There's this hilarious prison break scene where after, well, Yondu gets that thing on his head ripped off by his I guess his crew, because they think he's turned soft, and they keep him and Rocket prisoned inside this inside their ship right after along with Nebula, who tells Baby Groot to get her out of these chains so that she can go help Yondu and Rocket Raccoon, but that's not her intention at all. So never trust Nebula, Baby Groot. Don't let Nebula. Um, I don't know what was the word I'm looking for. Influence you, I guess. I don't know, but So yeah, and so anyway, so he gets that thing ripped off out of his head, and it pretty much creates a hilarious scene between him, Rocket, and Baby Groot, where Rocket and Yondu are in prison, and and Baby Groot, he's not in prison. They said he's too cute to kill, or too adorable to kill. Anyway, so Yondu was like, all right, I need you to get. He has like another fin thing on his for his head, and he keeps telling Baby Groot to go get it, and he keeps coming back with like all these random things. He comes back with like some dude's thumb, at some point, and he also comes, and then Rocket Raccoon tells him what to do, and Rocket and Groot comes back with the some dude's eye, which is a very funny throwback to the first movie, where Rocket tells Peter Quill, "I need the guy's eye," and that was funny. And then another good throwback to the first movie is the beginning where Groot is dancing to Mr. Bright Sky, Mr. Blue Sky, or I think it's called by ELO, and Drax is watching him at one point, and he stops, and then Drax looks away, and the Groot starts dancing again, and then Drax looks at him again, and Groot stops dancing like in the first movie, or in the end credit scene for post credit scene, no, pre credit scene for the first movie, and that was really funny. Drax had all the best parts in this movie, like 97% of his lines were hilarious. There's like a couple of them that weren't good. Like some of the jokes were hit. Like there were a few jokes that missed. But majority of the jokes in this movie were hits. But there was just a few that missed, and kind of unfortunate for a movie like this, because a lot of the first movie had you laughing hysteric from like start to finish. This movie has you laughing, but it's not as consistent. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'd probably see it again, but I probably won't go see it. I probably won't go out of my way to see it in theaters again. I'd like probably buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray in a couple months. So yeah, I still give this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars.